There is so much on stage in Kansas City right now. Theater insider Tim Scott joins us now to talk about some other productions, starting with Brother Toad at KC Rep.
Yes, we are going to talk about Brother Toad at KC Rep. Actually, we're going to talk about two productions at the Kansas City Repertory Theater, concluding their 2017-18 season with what's called Origin KC. Every year they do a New Works Festival of sorts. So they bring in original world premieres or regional premieres of new works. So we'll first talk about Brother Toad going on right there. That's by a local playwright, Nathan Jackson, who's a friend of mine. And Brother Toad is, it takes place in Kansas City. It's about Kansas City. It's very much of this moment. It's about, gun control and gun violence in the African-American community. And so Nathan's got a very unique voice, being raised in Kansas City, went to Kansas high school, went to Kansas State University, and it's an issue that's very much speaks to him and his community. So it's such a pleasure to have Nathan write this play and have its world premiere right here as part of the Origin KC Festival. A couple of local actors in it as well, with Donovan Woods and Sean Ruffin. So that is one half of the Origin KC Festival.
Is this as far as bringing your kids? Could you bring your kids to this?
This is a very, very of the moment conversation. So I don't think it's children's theater. It deals with gun violence, and it's high school students, I think, because Donovan actually plays a student in high school. So that's a conversation that I think maybe some kids in high school are actually having that conversation in their schools.
Having it a lot.
So I think if you are of a high school age, then this is probably a play that you might be able to relate to. Younger than that, probably not.
Welcome to Fear City is the second one.
Welcome to Fear City, receiving its regional premiere here in Kansas City. Also directed by Chip Miller, not also, but this one is directed by Chip Miller, who's the assistant artistic director at the Kansas City Repertory Theater. And this is really about the moment in history where hip hop was born. So real fun play. A couple of local Kansas City actors in this one as well. That's Walter Coppage there. In the velour bunny suit. Who doesn't want to wear that?
This one takes place in the Bronx?
Yeah, it takes place in New York, right in the moment when hip hop was born. So it's this period piece in the 1970s. Again, part of the New Works Festival, where the rep has been committed over the last few years to have the last play, the last spot in their season dedicated to original new work, which is very important. So those are two plays going on at the Kansas City Repertory Theater. I think this is their last weekend, so only a couple more opportunities to catch Brother Toad, and welcome to Fear City.
You have a third one called Skylight.
Yeah, Skylight is going on at the Kansas City Actors Theater. Kansas City Actors Theater usually runs out of Union Station. That's where this play is going on. And it's getting ready to open here in just a few days. I think they're in previews right now. Skylight by David Hare, who, Kansas City Actors Theater is committed to producing the works of underproduced playwrights. Of course, David Hare is a great playwright. They also do a lot of Edward Albee and playwrights of that nature. This play is John Rensenhouse there and Katie Carl primarily. And it just takes place about, where you are in your station in life. These John there is a restaurateur who had a former relationship with Katie. You can see the disparity in age, but they come back to see where they are, their current station of life, very slice of life-ish, and that's going on at the Kansas City Actors Theater, directed by Darren Sextro, and that runs for a few more weeks. Hasn't opened yet, in previews now.
Is it just them two? Is it one
there
of
are
those
three actors, but it's really primarily about the relationship between John and Katie. So yeah, two-hander is what they call, traditionally with two people in the play, but another great work by another great American playwright, David Hare.
Tim Scott, our theater insider, thank you.
Thank you.
In a nation of national treasure.